So, episode 57.
We're so bad at doing this without him.
Goodness.
Episode 57, yeah, or season 2, episode 5. And today we were mainly talking about death.
Yes, but not in like the morbid sense. It was more on the good side of death, like what to expect.
Yeah.
I suppose.
What to expect. Speaking about
going to happen soon.
As if someone who's been there. We were talking from experience.
Yeah.
So we talked about like some of the history stuff about death. We talked about, what else did we talk about? We did a little bit of religion stuff in there.
Yeah, there was a bit of a chat about religion, about the afterlife.
Yeah.
Ghosts and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the ghost thing.
Yeah.
My news involved a priest as well. It was all kind of very religious based.
It was actually, yeah, religion based, I suppose.
There was a cool little tip for if you go to Lidl or Aldi and you're missing your euro.
Mm-hmm.
Just a cool little thing that you could do.
Bertie discussed his trip to Manchester.
Yes, where he had a questionable pie.
Yes, and maybe the reason of why this podcast is in and out, I suppose.
Yeah, so you can hear Bertie isn't piping up now because
he's not here because we're looking at an empty seat within a microphone there.
He's currently in a bathroom. So we're going to try and name the podcast, and we both came up with this, and I think we should just tell people what the name is. So we called it
BertNautious. Because he is nauseous.
BertNautious.
But he's BertNautious.
Oh, okay, so
he'll see this name and he'll always remember the time he felt so well during that episode.
He's not going to know the name of it. We could pretend that the name is something else until he actually listens to the podcast. Yeah.
But we'll have to make the graphic.
Don't tell him what it is.
Okay.
Until you're going to make the graphic.
Yeah.
And I'll name it on Acast.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so episode 57 or season 2, episode 5.
BertNautious. I love that new song.
I was wondering where you were going to
Good work, Scotty.
Thanks, man. Cheers.
You're so talented.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Bertie, how are you, man?
Hey, Bert. How you feeling, dude?
Yeah, I'm grand. Oh,
Trojan.
that's it. Tell the world.
Trojan.
Well, we're concerned about you, man.
That's okay. I'm here because I did text to say that I might make it, and then John says that I had to, so he's the boss.
I didn't physically say the words. You had to.
You implied it in the WhatsApp message, to be fair.
I said you're the star of the show. So.
Hello, everybody. You wouldn't be the same without that.
I'm so glad you're here, Bert.
Yeah.
This episode 56.
Or season 2, episode
4.
Is it 56?
4
it's 57.
5?
Sorry.
It's 57, yeah.
Yeah, 57.
Is it
My bad.
4 or 5? Was episode 52 the
last of season 1?
Or was it the first of season 2?
No. It was the last of season 1.
So this is actually episode 4 then, is it?
Yeah, so you have 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. It's like fucking Sesame Street.
We're in 57 today.
Yeah.
So it's episode 4.
Yeah.
I think we said episode 4 last week.
No, episode 5.
What?
Because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Well, 52
episode
is
episode 5. Okay, episode 5. Oh, yeah. I have that here actually. I have it written in front of me.
Jeez, I hope you listened to last week. It ran a little bit smoother. Uganda.
Oh, what a name.
Where we talked about Toys of Christmas. You mightn't get that from the name. But there's also a new GA team popping up in Uganda. Who's looking for... do you snort?
Yeah, I did. It was so funny.
Oh, wow.
I followed them on Instagram.
Yeah, I followed them as well.
It's so good.
Did you tag them?
Yeah, we tagged them in the post on Friday.
Yeah.
Class.
Yeah.
Make sure to rate, like, share, follow, subscribe to the podcast, wherever you see it. Drop us an email if you so wish. Or you can send us, like, an actual letter.
That'd be good, yeah.
The JB Waffle Hour, Navan.
But just send it to Navan.
Yeah, because if it finds us, that means we are famous.
All right, yeah.
And you can check out all our socials at the JB Waffle Hour.
And again, hello to all the American listeners.
Yeah, and Americans and
yeah.
Jamaican.
Jamaican
We had
listeners.
263 Jamaican listeners.
Some from Honduras as well,
Mhm.
and all of our listeners
Bit of an
in Africa.
anomaly last week, alright.
I think our African listeners are up because of maybe what we talked about last week.
Oh yeah, a few in Uganda. I keep going to say Uganda. Uganda.
Uganda.
Such a good name. I just realised as we started recording that I have to yet think of a name for the podcast yet. I have nothing smart in my head just yet. So I'm going to be developing it. I'm going to be thinking about it for the rest.
That's what I do anyway.
Your name suggestions are always very good.
Yes.
You've missed the last 2 weeks' name suggestions.
Oh, don't worry, I have a good one already today.
You won one of them, didn't you?
Did he?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that counted me out for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Which one did you name again?
Can't remember.
The first one we don't know.
No, it was...
I can't remember which one it was now.
well, Garrigy.
Oh, Garrigy.
I
yeah,
guess
yeah,
one.
yeah,
And
that
then
was a good
there
one.
was another one as well, I think, I believe.
How was your weekend, lads?
I was in Manchester.
Oh, yeah.
Manchester Christmas Market, located at 9 convenient locations throughout the city of Manchester.
Did you, while you were there, did you see any of the Lime scooters?
Yes.
Yeah, they're all over
Oh,
the
we
place.
we were going out to Sarah wanted to go to the Manchester shop, so we were going out to Old Trafford, and as I was sitting in the taxi, I was looking out and I said, "There's 4 scooters."
Oh, no!
Not 1, not 2, but
Perfect.
4.
Would have been spot on.
Yeah. Oh my
And
God.
you missed the lads then, did
I
you?
got PTSD.
I'm losing your hand.
Yeah. I just put my hands on my head to make sure my hat was still there.
Did you turn around to Sarah and you're like, you should have seen how cool I was in Prague on those things. I was so cool. My hat didn't come off or anything.
It was
Yeah.
like it was like the image kind of went blurry, and it was back to us going
Yeah.
down.
Flashbacks
Just
of
holding hands going down.
trundling on the Cadillac.
Breaking all the rules.
Illegally going through Prague. They're great.
Mm.
I actually was looking at the map to see where they are. There's bikes in Dublin.
Yeah, there was bikes in Manchester now. I don't know if it's the same make or same idea, but there was a lot more bikes than I did see scooters, to be fair.
Yeah. There's a few
Where
of them
no
around.
matter where we went in Prague, on every street corner,
Scooters
there was
everywhere.
a scooter.
Yeah.
Some bikes, but scooters everywhere. But those
Yeah.
Lime bikes in particular, I think they're not in Dublin actually. They're in Ballina for some reason.
Oh,
And then the nearest then was actually Manchester. I was looking at the map over the weekend. I was like,
Oh.
I wonder if there's any of these in Ireland. But I saw that there was some in Manchester. Interesting. How was Manchester? Good?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. Hotel Indigo was nicely located for the markets and the shop and stuff, but a little bit noisy. It's at a junction,
Right. Okay.
so we were on the first floor, overlooking the traffic lights.
Right.
More
Not
romantic.
ideal.
No.
So, and me being from the country, any noise kind of wakes me up
Right.
because I think there's someone breaking in.
Yeah.
So I'm not used to any noises really.
Yeah, nobody be around
Yeah.
you.
So no sleep?
Bad sleep. Friday night. Saturday night was alright though,
Right.
because obviously it's coming into Sunday morning, so like maybe the trains weren't going as early, or the trams, because the tram was going down the road as well.
Jenny Mac.
Were they
Yeah.
like ding ding?
Yeah,
ding,
yeah,
ding?
and like it has 10 stories, so it looks like it like took over like an old building that was maybe, I don't know, a factory or something. You know, them old stone buildings that is at a corner, and
Mhm.
it goes out in a triangle.
Yeah.
And then at the back of the triangle, it shoots up in like a circle for
Do you
10
mean-
stories.
Do you mean it looked like the
John-
hotel in
John
John Wick?
Wick.
That's what I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah.
John Wick.
Oh my
Good
God.
know.
Did you walk in with like a black suit and you like, give us a room there?
Although you won,
I'm John Wick.
you spent reception spent some time in Tipperary and Wexford.
No.
Yeah, because the thing came out and it says country of origin, and I signed it. And she goes, "Is everything all right in that?" I says, "Yeah, country there is Great Britain though. We came from Ireland."
Yeah.
And then she started telling us about being in Tipperary. Don't know what she was doing in Tipperary. She said she was in a place that's hard to say and is spelt in a lot of different ways.
All right.
So I don't know, we said care. I don't know.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yep. And then she was in Wexford too. And then
Can't hear.
I said, well, I'd find it hard with understand some Wexford people.
Yeah, in fairness.
So I was talking away to her, and then we booked breakfast, and she says, "Oh, 9:15." And I said, "Both mornings?" She says, "Excuse me?" I said, "Both mornings." And she just looked, "Sorry, I don't know what you said."
Oh no.
And I said, "Is breakfast at 9:15? Both mornings?" And she goes, "Oh, yes, every morning."
Probably thought you were like boat. No, we don't do boats in the mornings.
Boat mornings?
And we were getting on
Nice.
famously up until that point.
Really? She was a mank, was she?
Yeah, she was, yeah.
Right.
She was mank.
She was
mank, yeah.
a mank.
Yeah.
So from
What's
Manchester.
everything to say about
From
her?
Manchester.
Oh,
Stop being coy, you.
We
You
went
know
to
what that
one of
is.
the oldest buildings in Manchester too, the Old Wellington. It's like a pub.
Right.
Your quintessential British
did
pub.
you tell them that Duke of Wellington was born in your town?
Did you?
That Duke of Wellington was born in your town? Did you tell
Oh,
them?
no. We didn't go into that because it's the Old Wellington, not, I think, like a welly, like. Not like the Duke of Wellington.
But sure, you would have walked in and been like, "There's nothing for me here," and then walked straight back out again.
No, I went in and it was all, those big timber beams and all, like Castley, and the windows had the lead on them and all, because they're meant to have good pies. And apparently you go to Manchester, you have to have a pie.
Right.
Their pies are big in Manchester.
Nice.
Big pie.
Yeah, like base hop up.
Yeah.
So we had a pie.
Nice.
And
shameful scenes at the end though. But anyway.
Could that be why you were feeling so peaky today?
Maybe
perhaps?
this pie.
I don't know.
The pie is repeating.
Just in case Bertie's unwell today, but he still came along.
Yeah, because I'm a trooper.
Go on, the Bert.
Yeah, that's it. You might be able to see me on the video. I'm just blending into the background here.
You have this white glow.
The white, yeah. You're like a big sheet of paper.
Unless you're dead, you have to get up for work, lads.
Man, Bert. That's the country in you.
There you go.
What about you, John?
Both mornings.
How was your weekend?
Good. Saturday, did a flooring. I was flooring the mother and father's house all day Saturday.
All right.
New floor. And then I went to go see Santa Claus on Saturday evening.
No.
In Palmerstown House.
No way.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He was really cool.
Yeah. In real beard. Actually saw something on
Proper.
Instagram.
He had proper beard. He was lovely
Makes
chap.
all the difference.
We went in, it was in this fancy room, and he was sitting on one of the big giant chairs.
I would have thought he'd been quite busy this time of year doing stuff.
He was busy. There was queues. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, just in general, like doing toys and getting himself ready for Christmas Day.
I don't know.
Christmas Eve.
We were too busy. He was like saying, "What are you doing here on your own? You're supposed to bring your kids." And
Actually,
so he was like, "It was too busy. Security trying to bring me out and everything."
Did you see that post Ryan Reynolds put up? And it was him and Blake Lively in outside of Disneyland. She was like, "Oh, our daughter told us that she really loves Mickey Mouse, so she was delighted she was thrilled to see this picture when we got home."
Oh no! Nice.
So good.
Awkward.
So you went to see Santa?
Yeah, I went to see Santa. Basically, brought the kids over, and because Palmerstown House, I think it's still on now. Like it's
up until the last few days before Christmas.
Santa's Santa's House Express. So basically, there's a fun fair, and then you walk into this massive big mansion, and like it's all beautiful old handrails with garlands and all that, and you go stand outside the door, and basically Santa's in there and with a roaring fire on and everything like that kind of stuff. It's really cool. It's not like you're going into like a shed.
Yeah.
That kind of way. You're going to actual, like, it looks like his living room.
And is the word express at the end of it because they just rush you in and rush you out at the other side?
No, it's because there's a train there.
All right, okay.
Like the Santa Express train.
Santa Express.
Did you go on the train?
No, it wasn't working. The whole reason I went up there was that stupid train, and it wasn't working.
That's shite.
Johnny flipping tables and walking out.
Tried to flip the train carriage when I seen it.
The Santa Express.
But it was really good. Got toys and all that jazz.
Very good.
Did it come down the chimney?
No, he didn't.
Oh.
No, because the fire was on. He was just sitting there in the chair.
Oh, was it
Arnold's brought him.
Arnold's? What was Cleary's?
Cleary's?
Yeah. He used to go in
downstairs.
He used to like knock on the chimney.
Yeah.
And the president used to pop
No
up
way.
chimney. Yeah.
Have you been to Causey Farm?
No, I'd seen someone went on Facebook. I seen that. It'd be amazing.
We went there last year. It is magical. He climbs down a chimney.
Wow.
And like appears in the room and stuff. And oh man, it's so magical. Brilliant.
I must go. Well, maybe next year, maybe.
Yeah. The tickets are
What
like
if 3 lads just turned up with no kids?
With mics.
Yeah. What that look like? Santa, we want an exclusive Santa.
We just want to see Santa, okay?
What do you want for Christmas, boys? Nothing. We just want to talk to you.
LMFM. We want to be on LMFM.
Yeah. Maybe new gear. What do we need?
I think we're good. Maybe a little ring light or something would be nice.
Yeah. Extra lighting would be nice.
Yeah.
That was it.
A lighting rig.
My weekend. Thanks for asking.
You're
by the way, I never get asked.
Well, I asked you one week, and then I forced and everything.
I flipped my lid.
Oh my god!
I went ice skating on Friday.
No way.
And I was like, you've seen Bambi when Bambi first comes out and is walking about the place. I think I fell a total of about 5 times.
Jesus.
It's not that easy, but then it's really hard to practice. I found so like
when you're falling over the whole time.
I'll let you finish your story first.
Basically I fell over loads and I was like grabbing onto people, and then after I think of about 20, 25 minutes or so, I was starting to get used to it.
Yeah.
But every time I'd say, "Oh, I think I'm starting to get used to this," I just fall over.
The confidence gets you. Yeah.
But it's brilliant crack. Brilliant. I'm going to go again.
Where'd you go? Where was it?
Blanche.
Yeah, that's the one near the shopping centre.
Yeah. Really, really good.
And is it good? Yeah, I've never gone there.
Really, really good. Hold your tongue, Berticus. I know where you're going with that one. It was good crack, and I fell over lots.
It is hard to practice.
It is. It's not something that you'd practice easily at
home.
Like.
Because like I went with Sarah. Must be like was it a few years ago? The one before COVID, 2019 in Mullingar.
Right.
And like she's grand. She goes around, And then I had to get used to it, obviously. And because you're on such a fine blade, it's definitely about controlling your ankles and stuff. And like you said, you think, oh yeah, I've gone now a little bit there, that's grand. And then you stop concentrating.
Yeah.
It's, I suppose, like when you start driving and then you cut out because you stop concentrating what to do.
Yeah.
But it's like I rollerbladed in times past.
Right.
And it makes no difference. It does not help.
Why am I not surprised that you rollerbladed?
Was it the four skates?
No,
or
that's a skate.
rollerblades?
A rollerblade, yeah.
With the pads, all knee
Yeah,
pads, elbow pads,
I
helmet.
wanted to go to the NHL.
On the loose gravel.
What? Oh, bird ice hockey.
Yeah, flying a V.
Oh man, we were all.
Oh man, that's so cool.
I saw a Mighty Ducks t-shirt in.
Like the original logo.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
a new
yeah.
Mighty Ducks.
No, the original one
Class.
in Elvery's, or what's the place that used to be Elvery's in the shopping centre? Sports Direct.
Oh,
Yes.
right there.
And I ran over to it, and it was only in size large, and I'm not a large.
No.
I
But
was
they are meant to be oversized, them t-shirts.
Yeah,
aren't they?
because you have pads on.
yeah, but I wanted to have one that was my own size. It would have been nice, but it was not to be. Okay, Dublin priest says he bored 2 burglars out of his house.
Nice connection there.
Father Arthur O'Neill was awoken at 5 a.m. to 2 armed burglars who had held a gun to his head. O'Neill said that he was very stubborn and told them that they had no chance of finding money and that they were barking up the wrong tree. Did you see the Father Ted actually with the really boring priest?
Oh yes.
Did he like shoot up out of bed and like shoot the priest cape off? And, like,
John Wick.
Yeah, exactly. Like
2 crosses come out of his hands. So he went on to say a sermon to the burglars that he prepared for his next mass, and eventually bored the lads into leaving his gaff without stealing a thing. Isn't that brilliant?
Madness.
Absolutely class. Fair play to him. This next one. England fans banned from wearing Crusader outfits at the World Cup because of historical context.
I wonder why. Why would they think that was a good idea?
I think it's quite funny, in fairness to them. The footage of security checks outside one of the Qatar's 8 stadiums appeared to show England fans dressed as Crusader costumes being prevented from entering by security, resulting in them having to turn around and to leave. They're being very strict on things, aren't they?
I've seen a lot of videos of them.
The one thing they didn't do last time.
Which?
Turn around and leave.
I know. Oh, history. But yeah, they're being very strict in Qatar. What do you think of the World Cup so far?
Game today was good. 3-3 and 3-2.
Were Brazil playing?
No, they won 1-0.
1-0.
Casemiro scored, yeah.
All right.
But who was playing tomorrow? It was 3-3.
Was there
Ghana, was it?
Ghana and someone, and
Oh, yeah.
it was an African team anyway. No, Cameroon and someone was this morning.
Oh, and Ghana was next, was it?
Yeah. Cameroon were first.
Oh, yeah. Ghana, South Korea 3-2 and 3-2.
3-2. I've got a TikTok tip. You
Oh.
love TikTok, don't
Donuts. What?
Bertie loves TikTok.
you? Have you ever gone to Aldi or Lidl and got to the shopping trolley and be like, shit, I don't have €1?
No, because I have 2 man hands. Don't need no trolley.
Would you just... Oh, right, okay. Do you never get a big shop, no? Are you one of these lads that just goes in and out of the shop every day and picks up bits?
No, well, I have like bags for life.
Oh, and you bring the bags in, fill the bags up, and then bring them to the
So you
conveyor
shop
belt,
with your bags.
and then empty them out of the bags, and then put them back in the bags again.
Occasionally, yeah. And then if it's busy, I just go out to the car.
What, and leave and forget about it. You walk in like, nope, not today.
Just drop everything on
But
it.
I wouldn't do a big shop now in Aldi or Lidl, to be fair.
Where do you do your big shop, you loaded bollocks?
Well, you know,
Like in Donnybrook Fair.
Christmas market.
Yeah, once a year.
I get the old Super Value deliveries.
Oh, would you get out? You're spending it. How much do you earn working in that gym?
Too much.
That's you're paying a load for that.
Yeah, but it's only food for me. You've obviously food
What
for
is
everybody.
it? Delivery
Oh,
to
right, I
Portsmouth?
suppose.
£7, £8.
€7, yeah.
£7.
Yeah.
Are you not driving by a supermarket? No,
Sure, where do I get time?
couldn't spend. You know.
I'm in work 8 to 4. Then I
Right.
have clients. Then I have podcasts. Then I have Offaly training. Then I have my own
How
training.
many podcasts you did?
Where the bloody hell do I get time to go out to shop? Like?
Me and Bertie have our separate podcast.
So,
Yeah.
all right, fine.
It's on OnlyFans.
All right. You just take over my OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just make noises.
It was a spin-off.
It's like Frasier leaving Cheers.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Would you not, of a Sunday, organise yourself and get down for a little shop for the
you'd
week?
be watching
Yeah.
football. You'd be going to Offaly again, now, of course.
You
on
don't need to
Sundays.
watch the football. It's all about time management.
I need to get value out of my Sky
Exactly,
Sports.
John.
If I
Oh, well,
don't use
that's
Sky
that's
Sports,
fair
you know.
enough as well. I guess that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Unless
Super
I
value.
need something right specific at that time, I wouldn't go into the shop.
Yeah, but you're in a different situation, I suppose. Would
Yeah.
you ever be like really hungry and you're like, fuck it, I'll just eat one of the sheep. Go out and just take one.
No.
Stick it in the oven.
I've seen a fucking fox down the road today.
Get out.
A fox on the road.
Yeah, that's the first time in I don't know how many years I've seen a fox around our house.
But isn't that good?
Typical, isn't it?
Foxes are good for the economy, aren't they?
Good for the economy.
They reinvest. If you see a fox, don't they reinvest something into the old climate?
No, because come April they'll be walking off with me lambs. That's what
For
they'll
the
be doing.
economy. Oh,
I think that's wolves. You're
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, yeah.
What? How are wolves good for the economy?
because they're going to balance out the deer population.
No, I told you.
We are in
The environment. You mean the environment? Is that what it is?
overpopulation of deer in this country. It's a big issue.
Really?
It's on the news and everything.
Oh.
There's not enough people going out shooting the deer, so we need wolves to eat the deer.
Do you know what I saw driving through Phoenix Park?
A deer.
A reindeer. Lots
reindeer.
of the little bios.
Did you have the kids in the car with you?
I did not. Someone else.
So you
in the
just
car.
had to get excited. yourself.
It
If from
was
Thursday they'll all have red
post-
noses.
post ice skating. We went through Phoenix Park.
Very nice.
Genie Mac, the amount of deer.
Yeah.
You were in Blanchardstown ice skating, and you went home via the Phoenix Park.
No, I went for dinner after ice
Ooh,
skating. Thank
where'd
very
you
much.
go? Where'd you go?
Blanchardstown wasn't good enough for you.
Well, no, it wasn't. It was
We went
quite,
up to
it was quite
up
late.
to the shitty.
Okay, so here's what happened, right?
So this is you
No,
only told us
we
half of
covered
what
your
you.
weekend. You had your chance.
Why did you only tell
That's
us
the
half
weekend
of this?
segment. We're now on news.
I went
Okay,
to go
sorry.
visit Santa, and you went up to Dublin City, and you didn't tell us this.
Yeah, it was actually. I'll tell you about the restaurant after. It was gorgeous.
People want to know.
Yeah, name drop.
Tag the restaurant.
Las Tapas de Lola.
Oh,
Las Tapas de Lola on Wexford, 12
Oh.
Wexford Street.
No, let's
Very
have this.
nice. Very nice.
It was gorgeous, well worth it, and they're so attentive.
Yeah. Good for them.
It was lovely. Anyway, a TikTok. Back to my
Tell me
TikTok
you-
Is
advice.
that where we were?
Yeah, we were talking about Lidl and Aldi for a little while there. So instead of using a euro, you can use 2 20 cents put together.
I did not know that.
Neither did I. Because I used to grab was it 50 cent maybe and try a 50 cent
Yeah.
and tried 1 20 cent. None of it worked. One time a plek worked when I pushed a plek into it,
Yeah.
but 2 20 cents
I
apparently.
didn't know, but you
On
know
top
what
of
else
it.
works?
Stacked, yeah.
What I knew
Sacked, yeah.
what else worked is the back of a house key.
I've heard that one too.
Yeah, I use that one the odd time. But that means
Can
your
you
house
not-
key is stuck in your trolley all the
Can
way
you
around.
not just buy the
That's
yoke
true,
that
yeah.
goes on your keys?
You can't get into your
That's-
house, but you've
that's
got a
the
trolley
little-
for life.
That's the little disc is, no?
Say again?
Can you not just get the little disc that goes on your keys?
Those little discs always get lost.
Yeah.
Always. And then
I had multiple key sets with that little disc holder on it with no disc in it.
yeah, the little hook. Sometimes there's just nothing in it.
Pointless.
Yeah, absolutely pointless. Or the little holder that looks like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and it just
And
sits
the magnet in it.
yeah, and just now the magnet, and it
Yeah.
just pokes into your leg the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things.
Or if
that
you have
work.
like a hair clip or something in your hair. I have a hair clip, but anything that's metal
yeah,
got
yeah.
stuck to it and you take this.
Such a pain.
You have a little girl. That's okay to have hair clips.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. 2 little girls.
Two girls.
It's okay for me to have little
You-
lips.
You've 2 big girls.
They still have hair.
As in age-wise.
yeah, I still do their hair though.
Oh yeah, did you do it with the Hoover? Or the vacuum?
I've done that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I haven't done that yet.
Have
I
you
think
not?
I go, no.
Did you not see it with the bobbin? So you put the bobbin onto the. It has to be one of the tubes.
Yeah, like we have a Dyson thingy, so I don't know if it works. the same
Suck the
thing.
head off her. Yeah. Sander. But you put it on the tube
Yes.
and the bobbin on the tube.
Oh yeah.
Suck the hair in and then pop off
Amazing.
the bobbin. Makes that sound when it goes on, and then you've
Amazing.
got a perfect ponytail. Yeah, there you
That's
go.
awesome. I'm gonna try it with the Dyson anyway.
On yourself.
Yeah.
I'm using the Hoover. What's all that noise up
Stop
there?
interrupting to clean my room.
Oh, classic.
The topic, so on TikTok the other week, I seen the Richard Hammond video on when he crashed and he was in a coma.
Right. Is this
And-
the first time, or has he done this again since?
No. It's just that he never got to talk about it,
Oh, right. Okay.
and
okay.
he just felt like maybe now is the time to say it,
Right.
because he's not over it, but like feels more comfortable talking about it maybe.
right.
And it was about his near-death experience, because obviously a lot of people, obviously die in near-death experience.
A lot of people die.
Yeah.
I'd say nearly everyone does.
Yeah.
So for someone to come back, to remember it, I think is the big thing.
Right.
Mm.
Because I'm sure it happens maybe to a lot of people, but they can't put it together or they don't remember it as vividly as Richard Hammond did.
Mhm.
So he is like a big estate or whatever, I think it's on his grounds, and he goes walking through like hills or whatever,
Right.
and there's this tree that he always likes to go up and sit beside. It's one of those old kind of wooden trees, not a big one or whatever, along the stone wall. It sounds like a movie.
It
Mm.
does. I'm picturing it
Shawshank
right now.
Redemption.
And he's if you look at the TikTok, he's actually walking up in like a flat cap and a wax jacket.
Oh, that's what you noticed.
There
You're
he
like,
is,
oh, flat cap.
Flat cap.
And he was saying that he was walking up towards his tree in his mind when he was in the coma, and there was a light the other side of the tree, and it's one of his favourite places to go and just think.
Right.
So it felt comfortable to go towards the tree.
Right.
And he was going towards it. And at the exact moment that he was having this vivid dream in his coma, his wife was talking to the doctors.
Right.
And she says, like, oh, what's happening, or how likely is it that he wake up? And the doctor said, oh, it could be next day, it could be like a few weeks, it could be months. They didn't know. And she goes, can I go in and shout at him?
Right.
And the doctor's like, what do you mean? It's like, I usually shout at him at home.
And nag him to
Yeah,
awake.
and it might get through to him or whatever. So she goes in and she starts shouting like, Richard, Richard. And at that point in his vivid dream, he was nearly at the tree when he heard the wife calling behind him.
No.
And he turned around and walked back down by the wall and woke up.
No.
Oh yeah, that's the video.
Yeah.
That's the way he explains it. Yeah.
Amazing.
Jeez.
It's on his YouTube channel. It's on his TikTok and everything. Yeah.
Class.
So
What wasn't for her, like?
the thought process here is, if you were religious at all, that he was walking towards the afterlife.
Yeah.
Right. What
The
do
dead side.
What do you think? What's your thoughts and opinions on that?
I don't know. I think that's a very, like I said, a vivid dream that he had. And yeah, it could be a big coincidence. He might remember it wrong, but I think that's mad.
Very diplomatic.
And that, you know, you can say, like, there's all different religions and they've all different things, and you can have your own beliefs on whatever you believe. And some people think when you're red, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then others. But I think the biggest thing about why you believe in something like this is you never really realize it until you're actually facing into it. So if
Yeah,
you
of
know,
course.
like, you're on the way out, or you've only days or hours to live, because it's that Ricky Gervais movie. Oh, what's it called?
And that.
Afterlife.
Afterlife.
No, do you know
TV
the
show.
one, The Invention of Lying?
Nope. Haven't heard of
Oh,
that.
so he's in the movie. Nobody lies on this planet. Like
Yes.
it's Earth or whatever,
Good
but
movie.
it's Earth where nobody lies.
All right. Okay.
So if you're on a date and they says, "Oh, I don't think you're right for having kids with," or whatever, they just get up and leave, and everybody accepts it because everybody tells the truth.
No way.
But one day he wakes up and he can lie.
Oh.
So
He's
then,
become the king of the planet.
yeah, exactly. So his mother is dying, and to make her feel better, he lied to her, saying, "Oh, the afterlife is one of these things where you can have whatever you want. Everybody gets a big house and all the things you ever dreamed of." And it gave her peace
Right.
going out. But then all the doctors and nurses, they're like, "Oh my God, is this true?"
Oh no.
Because they're so used to people not lying.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then he became kind of famous. Then he became Moses because he wrote 10 Commandments on the on pizza boxes.
This sounds brilliant.
It's a great
Yeah.
movie. You should watch it. It's
Oh
actually
right. What's it
brilliant.
called?
I can't remember. It's not The Afterlife anyway. I think it's The Invention of Lying.
I think
Right.
it is. Yeah, it's The Invention of Lying. It's a really good movie.
But
That's
I
brilliant.
think that shows you the power of why you say those things.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
it's just to give your loved ones comfort in the end, whether you believe it or not, you know?
But like,
That's what I'm asking you. Do you believe it? I want to hear it from you. You skipped around that question fairly lively.
No, I wouldn't
Don't.
say so. No,
Okay.
like, if it was, like, I'd like, me organs to do some good.
sorry.
If
It's okay.
if
Could be
when I go-
God texting
Could
you. Be like,
yeah.
Sorry, Bert. My apologies.
For when I go, I'd like my organs to help people out.
yeah.
You know, I might have a few good ones inside. I don't know. And
Do you have a
then-
card?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I've
was
got
on. It was on the license, the old pink license.
I've
Actually.
got one too.
Yeah,
There's
not
a
just on
little.
the new license, is it?
I
look.
don't think so. The card one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure actually. I
Oh.
must look.
And then I'd like to be cremated
Right.
because I'd like to be put on the pitch at Anfield.
Can you do that?
Yeah, that's the only because they
I-
do that in Anfield. So that's why that pitch, regardless of where Liverpool ever moved, I was told that pitch has to stay there because it's now sacred ground. 'cause
Yeah, I know
people
you.
have got
I
their
know you
blood.
can do it, but can you do it? Like, I mean,
Yeah, you can just apply for it.
does,
Like all the
really?
footballers slide
Yeah.
tackling and everything is just all over your ass.
I got Bertie on my face again.
I'm
Ugh.
sure there's a certain spot to sprinkle in or whatever. And I'd like to go on
I have
board.
one of them spots.
Boardsmill pitch, of course, as well.
I wonder, would it be expensive
Crow Park's
to?
probably pushing it, but
You're so you want to watch sports basically
bit
when
by
you're
bit.
there.
and the hill at home.
Right. That'd be
Yeah,
nice.
there you
That's a nice idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if it is expensive to get that done in Anfield. Must look into that.
Yeah, there you go.
I
It doesn't
wouldn't
matter
mind.
to you, sure, you're dead.
Me and you'll sit at the corner flag there and watch Liverpool games
There you go.
for the rest of
That's
the time.
John can come too.
Thanks.
I would absolutely love to believe. There's a part of me that wants to believe that there is something after death. But at the moment, I'm not sure. Oh, there it is. The Invention of Lying. Brilliant. I looked that up now over the weekend. But there's a part of me that is always skeptical unless I have proof. So there's something missing there. There's a link in between that's missing between me actually wanting it to be a thing and the need for proof for some reason. I think I want to believe in.
Of course,
something.
everybody wants it the way you're raised, and plus, you want to. But
I don't think it's anything to do with Catholicism necessarily. Even I just would like to. It'd be nice to think
because
that
that's the one
after.
thing. Like, well, one of the things that we all have in common, regardless of what religion you're in, you're going to die at some
You're
point.
going to die. Everyone dies. That's a fact.
It's unimaginable. It's unimaginable knowing that your mind now can just it's gone. It's ended. Like me, I don't think there's anything there.
Right.
I just think
So
your brain just has
page.
brainwaves, electrical pulses going through your mind. That's it. When there's nothing to drive them electrical pulses, that's it. You're gone. There's nothing. You're not going to float away somewhere or anything like that. You know.
That's why you're not allowed to tell bedtime stories.
Yeah, but that's it. When you're gone, you're gone. Like
So-
there's nowhere else for you to go. What's that?
But I think that's why the wishes that you have, obviously you never know if people actually done them, but it's the peace of mind when you are going
Yeah.
that you'll
And
go
and
where
I
you
hope
want.
my father doesn't listen to this, but my father, right? He's like 80, so he probably has 10 years maybe left. I don't know. Like hopefully another 20 years.
Yeah. Of course.
But like I'd never be able to have a conversation with him. But I'm saying now, like there's nothing there, like because he's 80 years now believing that when he dies, eventually he'll have his mother there waiting on him and his father and all his old friends. I'd never be able to say that to him now. Going, Daddy, I don't believe in a thing. You know what? Yeah, sure. Your brain's only electrical. I couldn't do that to someone of his age with the belief all the time. So I'll only tell it to you guys. But I never say it to someone that's elderly because that's all.
Of course, yes.
That's all they depend on at the moment. They're like,
of course.
I'm old now and I'm going to die, but at least I'll see my family someday. And
Because
and if
it's
it gives
scary,
them, but if it gives them peace, then great. Then let them have it.
So if it's all electrical impulses and it's just science, why do the likes of, say, you and me, or the connection that we have, or connection we have to our kids, or the connection we have to our parents, why does that feel so special and magical, those connections, when if it is just all biology and science? And why do I not connect with other people that way as well?
Because it's just your tribal instinct. It's just what you are. You go back 300,000 years, you as a caveman, you would have wanted to protect your children. It's in your brain. It's set in your DNA that your flesh and blood child is connected to you in that sense. You know, it's just the way it is.
So it's evolution, you think that?
It's evolution to always protect. Even tigers have this connection to their kids, but they'd eat another child. You know what I mean? It's just that's the way it is.
Gerbils eat their own babies.
Do they? Oh, fuck gerbils.
Did you see the
So do
dog
mice and
saving
rats.
the little kid on TikTok?
I've seen a good few videos of dogs
yeah,
saving kids.
two dogs coming to attack, and like
saw that,
the
yeah.
golden retriever comes flying down the hill.
Amazing, amazing.
So
yeah.
he's a good protective instinct as well. So animals too, like.
Going back on Bertie's story, I got into a deep black hole of watching YouTube videos on death once because I was kind of going. I was thinking the same thing we were doing. What does happen next?
This wasn't for research, no.
Because I was trying. Yeah, well, I suppose I was researching it and I didn't know I was. But I was interested to see if there's any proof and stuff like that. But what they proved in a study, right, was what the basis of it is that some guy had epileptic seizures, and he had to go into hospital, right? And the doctors couldn't figure out why he was having these epileptic fits. And what they did was they put up all these things in his brain to suss out what was going on, and to measure all the electrical pulses and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But unfortunately, during their tests, he had a really strong heart attack and died.
Right.
While he had these electrical pulse things in him that were monitoring his electric waves in his brain.
Okay.
So what they figured out, they checked the first 30 seconds before his heartbeat stopped.
Right.
And as soon as his heart stopped, the next 30 seconds, his brain waves were still going, but it was in the pattern of a deep sleep.
Right.
Where he was dreaming.
REM, yeah.
So they reckon that when your blood stops, your brain automatically goes, hang on, the blood stopped coming in, stopped flowing. So the oscillations of your brain were going through this chemical fusion of just flashes of electronical pulses that were, and the part of your brain that dies the last is your memory cortex.
Right.
So basically what they're saying is when people have these instincts or there's stories of my life flash before my eyes,
right,
that's
So it's chemicals, you think, flooding the brain.
basically flooding the brain, and basically that's why you're seeing your life flash before you, because your memory pulses are going like absolutely mental, and then you die.
Right.
But people that went through it and then came back to life, they said, "Oh, I've seen all my whole life." But it's a good way. It's actually a nice thing to think of, that when you do die,
Yeah, little flashback.
you experience this memory of your life and your kids and stuff like that. So it's a kind of a nice thing to know that something like that does happen.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think I'd like that.
Mm.
Is there? Do you think there's ever a point, or do you actually? Here's a good question for you. Do you remember the time when you realized that you were going to die someday?
No.
I remember when I figured it out, and I was young. I think it was in like early teens, 12, 13, when I'd obviously heard that, we die, but I remember the moment when when it just dawned, when it became real to me. I was like, shit, I'm going to die. Like, life stops.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be nothing. And that's it. And I remember going through this, like, a spiral for like a few weeks of like constantly thinking about it. I was like, well, where am I going to be? And like, where's that person going to be? And what's going to happen after that? And I just went into like this spiral. And then all of a sudden I was just like, I'm fine with it now.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Got so used to it, just
I
knowing.
think though that's where all the plans, like whether it's making a will or some kind of plan on what you want,
Mm-hmm.
they give you a bit of peace of mind as well, I think.
Well, for the other people around you, I guess. You don't want them to be suffering with you,
Yeah, 'cause
like,
it's-
the death of your...
It's one thing, like, suppose an accident.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're gone or whatever, but
Yeah.
I think when you're winding down, that's a bit scary.
Do you think there's a part of you that might get to a later stage in life, maybe your 70s or 80s, and then you start kind of looking at things a little bit differently? Do you think things will be different when we're older? We're quite young now, like, and we'd be quite science-based, I'd say.
Yeah, well, you'll be always looking for something that there's got to be something there. I'm going to die very soon. What's going to happen? I've got to find something. Even if it just makes me feel like I am going to be at peace when I pass away. But I don't know. Sure, you look for something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
because the old body... Oh, sorry. Could you cross
No, that's it.
because I know even now... my back is sore. So,
But sure, it makes you feel alive, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Did
It
you
wasn't like
have?
that in my 20s.
Did you ever have any near-death experiences? Like when I'm not just saying like you fell on the ground and like nearly died, but an actual like car crash or...
Well, I was in one car crash, but I don't think there was any chance of dying in that.
Near deathness.
No. I remember trying to push the brake even though I was on the passenger side.
Was there any scenarios, because I think I had one or two, where if you just went, when you're driving the car and you look down and you look back up and you swerve at the last second, you're like, I didn't look up,
that's true.
I probably would have been dead.
I did have one of those. I was on the way back from... We used to do a gig in Letterkenny, in Donegal, and the gig started, I think, at 12, and we were finished at 2, and so we started driving home from Letterkenny at that stage.
Yeah.
So we were coming through, I think it was RD, and it was about 5 a.m, I think. And there's a point in RD when you come up to the top of the town, and there's this street that just suddenly cuts across the main street, and myself and the guitar player Abel were in the car, and for some reason I just kind of slowed down for a second as I was coming through the town, and we turned on something on the radio and I was chatting to him, and then I just started speeding up again, and then all of a sudden this car came flying through the front, right across the front of the car.
Wow.
Flying right across. And if I hadn't just kind of slowed down just a little bit coming through the town, I don't know what made me do it.
Decisions, yeah.
And he would have come straight into the side of me. Like, and that would have been it gone. But I don't know what it was that was... And you hear about all these other things as well. Like, I don't know what it was that made me do that.
That's the thing. Yeah.
There's
like,
all
that's
these
what
little
contradictory
questions.
kind of things, like guardian angels.
Yeah.
I believe in guardian angels. However, I don't believe in...
How? That's a contradiction in terms.
It is.
You can't believe in the two things.
And that's the thing. And how do I believe in them? I don't know. Because technically, how do they exist?
Yeah.
You know, because I had a near-death experience. I don't even know if... I probably would have survived it, but it would have been fairly hurt. I was knocked down on the bicycle once by a car. Right?
Oh, yeah. You were saying that,
And basically, I landed on my feet, and I thought that was a guardian angel. But that's why I'm saying this story. I'm like, I still think to this day I have a guardian angel, but how can I think there's a guardian angel if I don't believe there's an
afterlife?
An afterlife of some sort, you know?
Yeah.
So
they're different things, though.
Yeah.
No, but you believe in God, right?
I don't know. I don't think I do, no.
Right, okay. But you believe in guardian angels?
Yeah.
So where do they come from? They have to come from that whole area, right? God and stuff. But and you've seen or experienced like ghostly type stuff.
Yeah, but even ghosts, I don't get ghosts. Like, Yeah, if they
What's
exist,
with those guys?
what's with that? Like, imagine we became ghosts tomorrow. You think we're just going to go into a utility room and rattle rattles? No, we're not. We're going to be like trying to type on a computer. Hi, I am a ghost. I am friendly. I'm not going to
It's all real.
I'm not going to go around going, right, I'm going to scare people. This is awesome.
Actually, would you not just scare people? Because that'd be
I
just
would
fun.
try that for the first couple of years. But
Would you get bored of it?
Like, imagine a scientist. Imagine a scientist that studied ghosts. I was like, and then all of a sudden he's a ghost. He's like, I get it now. I get why they're doing it.
If you were a ghost, just saying this, and I'm just putting this out here. I might delete this off the podcast later.
Right.
But if you were a ghost,
Would you look at naked people?
yes, that's all I'm saying. I'm just putting it out there.
I used to think that when I was a kid, getting undressed, to be like, just like a ghost looking at me.
That's your guardian angel
Yeah, probably, yeah.
watching you.
Yeah.
Oh, go slower, John.
That's interesting. Very
It
interesting.
is. It's kiddie thoughts, all right, you have there.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Can I give you a few little bits that I looked into death today?
Oh, sure thing.
Give you a few little things. Back in the 19th century, a thing called premature burial was a fear, so that you'd passed away either too soon, they'd diagnose you too soon, and you might wake up again.
Yeah.
So a premature burial bell was put on the grave in Victorian England. So just in case you happen to, and they tie it around like the finger of the dead person all the way down into where the coffin was. In case you woke up and you wanted to get back out again, you'd ring this little bell. Can you imagine in a graveyard? It's a really windy evening. There's a lot of feckin' bells ringing. It's like, oh Jesus!
A load of them burning.
Start digging everyone up.
One single one would be worse.
Oh, can you? Yeah, just one.
And going like, ding, ding.
It's all real. I'm telling you, it's all real.
I'd like to put on the boat, push the boat out,
What?
an arrow.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, that's the right way to go.
Isn't it?
Yeah, if you weren't going to go to the traditional way, what
That'd be
would you do? Would you do that with the arrow? Imagine if they kept on missing, like in
Yeah.
was that in Marvel, one of the Marvel movies?
Yeah.
Was it?
I want to be like,
Nice.
I want it to be, what's it? Good for the economy. You know, I want to be planted under a tree,
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
and a tree to be made out of my rotten remains.
Yeah, I know. Well, there's what are they called? There's one down in, I know of one for sure down in Wexford. It's not a green burial ground or something, but the coffins are like wicker,
Yeah.
and they do that. So they'll put them in, and then they'll put a tree over it or a bush or something like that, and it's all like a big forest.
Yeah. I honestly think the way
It's
we
lovely.
do graves at the moment is a waste. It's
It
a
is.
waste of
Oh yeah,
space.
yeah.
Like, look at, imagine in like 300 years they're going to be looking back going, why did they fucking
Did you
do
see
this?
the graves is
Yeah.
inside the hills?
Oh, yeah.
That was stupid.
Yeah, that was so dumb. Where the
Why?
coffins are like slipping out
Yeah,
again out from
yeah.
the hill.
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Was that in Ireland?
I can't remember. There's a few graveyards.
As in like with landslides and stuff.
yeah,
like
yeah, just
Yeah,
start moving like.
Why would you put them on a hill? Ridiculous. Can I bring you back to Victorian England again?
Yes.
Just bring you back. In Victorian England, you would wear black for the whole year. Apparently, if your spouse died, you had to wear black every day for a whole year. And up until recently, apparently, in Spain and Portugal, you had to wear black for life.
Jesus.
This only changed recently in the last like 10, 20
I
years.
wouldn't want to be walking on the road at night.
You better hope your spouse doesn't die then.
Jesus, yeah.
And then in the 18th, 19th century, it was 1 in 100 under 30 people, under 30s, died. 1 in 100 of people under the age of 30 died. This was life expectancy.
Right.
And then I don't know where I got this one from. This seems quite unreal, but 1 in 5 under 5,
Jesus.
because like infant mortality and stuff. was
Tuberculosis and
just
sore,
yeah, because people were gross. There was no like
Towels and hot water.
they threw they didn't know about like germs, and they threw poo out the window and stuff, and it was just
Pee in the
gross.
street.
Yeah, just gross. So as years have gone on, our life expectancy obviously has gotten more and more. But I'll bring you through a quick timeline. 1850, the life expectancy of males was written around 40, and women was like 42. As we got to like the 1900s, it's starting to get up in around 50 years. That's the average life expectancy.
Very young.
Very young.
What's the big drop for there, see?
The drop? 1920. So I'm guessing that's World
The
War.
Spanish. Oh,
Spanish flu.
Oh no, no, that was 1912, was it not?
no, 1920.
Was it
100
1920?
years COVID was.
Is right. It was. That's exactly what that was. Very good. And then 1930 keeps on going up. You're talking about it's getting into its 60s there now, and then only in around 1970, ironically enough, it starts hitting around the 70s, 1990, 80s, and we're going up and up and up. 2000s, it's up to 80. Then is the average life expectancy. That's average, like.
That's good.
But think about that back in the 1850s, early 1900s. There.
We'd be OAPs.
40 years. Yeah, that's us. We're retiring now
That
at
was
this
it,
stage.
like, yeah.
You'd be dying of some scabby old yolk on your face. So there you go. That's
That's a terrible thing to call the wife.
it's got me all yolk on your face. Okay, that's all of my death facts. Very interesting.
Very.
Very interesting.
Yeah, go check out the Richard Hammond video. It's worth
Yeah,
watching.
I seen it. It was actually really nice. Really, and he told a story.
I did leave him a
well.
voicemail, but he never rang back.
Of course he didn't. He's Richard Hammond.
Would you consider yourself a Richard Hammond yourself, Nate? Would you relate to him?
Of the three of us, is he the Hammond? Is he?
Oh, well, who's May then? And Clarkson.
I think
I'd say you're Clarkson.
me, Clarkson.
Yeah,
I like that. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Punching Irish
He's a
people
dickhead.
left,
Yeah.
right, and center. Yeah, I'm a bit of a dickhead, I suppose.
It's that time, you know the name. It's the reason we all came. Find the words that are the same. It's that time to play the waffle game.
We've questions this week,
Great.
so 5 questions each.
Awesome.
Who wants to pick which goes first and what group you want?
As always, John. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, shite.
Rock beats scissors.
These were legs.
Right. Okay.
So legs climb over rock.
Yeah, but legs can't pick up the rock.
Those are very strong legs.
Yeah,
I'd
very
say
strong
the
legs.
rock's legs could pick up rocks.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Just saying.
Do you want to go first or second, John?
I'll go second.
Ooh, mixing it up.
Yep.
Which group do you want, A or B?
Group A, of course.
Okay, so Scotty's group B, right?
A team.
Okay, let's do
So
this.
keeping with the theme of today about death and stuff, these questions are on how to keep you alive.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Okay.
Educational.
First aid.
Will I fade?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
first aid.
I'm not going to be able to see this. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, it's not first aid, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So, question number 1 in group B.
Okay.
Excluding hospitals, how many people each day experience sudden death currently in Ireland?
Jeez.
How many?
Yeah.
You want me to give you a number?
Yeah.
Sudden death syndrome
Yeah.
per day.
Yeah.
5.
When performing mouth-to-mouth ventilation only on an adult, a breath should be given every how many seconds?
So breath. 6 to 10 seconds? Do I have to give you
That's
an
a big
exact?
difference. You have to give
Yeah.
exact. Yeah.
7
Life and
seconds.
death here.
7.
7 seconds.
Yeah.
If you approach an electrical high-tension cable,
Whoever I'm taking
you
care
can
of is
receive
dead.
a shock up to how many meters?
Sorry, say that again?
If you approach an electrical high-tension cable, you can receive a shock up to how many meters?
Oh, 100 meters. No problem.
Jesus. We're within one now.
500 meters.
An unconscious casualty under normal circumstances is better off to be laid in which position?
Say that again? An unconscious
Unconscious
casualty.
under normal circumstances
Is
is
this
better
after
to be-
books or is it?
Underside.
If a person tells me they are choking, I should ask them to do what first?
Stop choking.
Shut up.
Ask them to do what? Breathe through your nose.
Okay,
Breathe through your ears.
okay. All right,
Turn
John.
around. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sorry, it's done. Okay.
It's done, it's done.
Whoever I was
Is
taking
this
care of
first
is
aid as
done
well?
also.
Yeah. Okay. An infant's pulse should normally be felt for where on the body?
Their feet.
The new European telephone number for emergencies is. That's not new.
999.
Ah, it's 112.
Yeah, John. Jeez.
It's not new.
Yeah,
Come
well, look,
on.
a person suffering from shock should normally be placed where?
Near the electrical cable.
Placed where?
Yeah.
Like in an actual place.
No, a position like.
Navan Shopping Centre.
Sitting up against a wall.
Fetal position.
A person suffering from a nosebleed, what do you do with them?
Tampon, quick.
Sitting down, head back.
A conscious casualty whose legs are trapped following an accident should be only released after how many minutes? Or before, sorry, within how many minutes?
Oh, never released.
Prison.
Okay. Maybe we should go on a first aid course. Okay. Excluding
I'm actually
hospitals.
qualified.
Oh, God.
Excluding hospitals, how many people each day experience sudden death syndrome in Ireland? 15.
Wow. Oh, that's
Oh.
worrying.
I wasn't far off.
When performing mouth-to-mouth ventilation only on an adult, breath should be given every 5 seconds.
Oh, wow.
I said 6 to 10, did I?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say 5.
If
That
you
person
approach an
died.
electrical high-tension
Yeah, well
cable,
dead.
you can receive a shock up to 18 meters.
Jeez, that's
I was
a good
actually
bit.
longer than I thought, yeah.
And unconscious casualty under normal circumstances is better off to be laid on their side, recovery position.
So you got one right.
Yes. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
If a person tells me they are choking, I should encourage them to cough up the obstruction first.
What did I say?
If
Stop joking.
Yeah, followed then by
Works 50% of the time.
three shearing slaps on the back, so upwards across the middle of the back.
Yeah.
And then you ask them to try and cough it up again. You do the slaps, I think, again, and then after that, then you go into
Heimlich time.
You can't call it the Heimlich anymore because he kept getting sued. So it's the upward thrust movement.
Did he get me too'd for feeling people up? He's helping me.
Now, questions there for John. An infant's pulse should be normally felt on the brachial. Brachial pulse, upper arm.
So the wrist, like.
Upper arm. No, the wrist is the radial.
And what's that one called? The brachial.
Yeah, up in here.
Oh, right. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
A person suffering from shock should normally be placed on their back with their legs raised.
Back leg raised.
Yeah. A person suffering from a nosebleed should be placed sitting with head forward and nose pinched. A conscious casualty whose legs are trapped following an accident, if they're not released within 10 minutes, you have to leave them then for official.
Don't take them out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the first 10 minutes is vital, I think.
Is that half a point?
Trapped. I suppose you could give half a point.
Half a point. Is that what you got? Half a point?
Yeah.
Does that mean I won? Woo! Eamon De Valera strikes
I
again.
almost won.
I hope you educated some people there.
That's the first time in a long time that I've won.
Yeah, well done.
Like,
I gave that to you.
Well, I have a. Did you know wearing
Go for it.
headphones for just an hour could increase the bacteria in your ear by 700 times?
oh, Jesus, really?
In a good way or a bad way?
Bad way.
Oh, God, okay.
So it's not like Yakult in your ear.
Do you know which country and where the term soccer came from? What country? Give us a guess. What soccer?
England.
Okay, that's not what I was expecting. You okay? So soccer, exactly, yes, it came from England. I always thought that it was the Yanks that named it soccer.
What
I thought it was always UK.
No. It was the UK. So there was rugby back in the day. 1871, there was Rugby Football Union, and then they had to name football Association Football. And it got shortened then. There was a term of, or there was a thing of shortening all of the names and putting ER at the end. So rugby became rugger. And then,
No way.
Association Football became ASOC, and they put ER at the end. Soccer. And there you go. That's how it became.
No way.
Yeah, there you go. It's an English term, apparently. I saw that during the week. Very interesting. Right, John?
I once seen Robbie kill 2 stones with 1 bird.